You know that feeling? That one where your mind is like a hamster wheel, just spinning, 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 always chasing the worst case scenario.
Oh, yeah. That constant hum of what if, and I can't.
Exactly. And the physical feeling, too, that tightness, that heaviness, like even the smallest things are suddenly way too much.
That's anxiety. It's not just a thought, is it? It feels like a complete takeover.
Totally. It drains your energy, steals your focus. You feel trapped in this loop of worry.
It really does feel overwhelming, like you're just wading through fog all the time, you know? And the sources we looked at, they really get how, well, debilitating that feels.
Absolutely. And a huge part of that, as the material points out, is our internal landscape, that constant stream of thoughts, the stories we tell ourselves.
Mm-hmm. If that inner voice is always full of doubt or fear or criticism, well, it's no wonder anxiety grabs hold. It's a powerful feedback loop.
But what if, and this is what the sources suggest, what if you could actually interrupt that cycle?
Like actively step in.
Yeah. What if there was a simple but kind of profound way to reshape those anxious thoughts and start feeling calmer, more in control?
Okay, I'm listening.
That's exactly what this deep dive is all about. We're digging into the material on how simple statements, positive affirmations, can be a tool for exactly that. Reshaping anxious thoughts, feeling better.
So positive affirmations.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack what they are, why the sources say they work, based on how our minds function.
Right. And then get really practical. How can you actually use them? We've pulled specific techniques right from the source material.
Sounds good. So where do we start? Grounding ourselves in anxiety first.
Yeah, let's start there. The sources are really clear. Anxiety is just profoundly overwhelming. It makes everyday tasks feel huge.
Right, because all your mental energy, your focus, it's just consumed by that worry, that unease.
It's like you're carrying this invisible, heavy backpack stuffed with what-ifs.
Definitely. And the link the sources draw between those thoughts and our feelings, that's critical. The negative self-talk isn't just background noise.
No, it actively fuels the anxiety. If you're constantly telling yourself you're not good enough or something terrible is about to happen.
Your emotions follow suit. It creates this cycle, often without us even realizing it's happening.
And the material highlights some common patterns in that negative thinking, doesn't it? Like catastrophizing.
Oh yeah, catastrophizing is a big one. Your mind just leaps instantly to the absolute worst possible outcome,
Yeah.
even if it's totally unlikely.
Like you get one slightly critical email at work and suddenly you're convinced you'll be fired and homeless.
Exactly, that kind of jump. Or overgeneralization, another one the sources mention.
Yeah.
Where one bad experience becomes proof that things always go wrong for you.
Right. One awkward conversation means you're doomed to be socially awkward forever.
Mm-hmm. Then there's personalization thinking. Everything is about you, a reaction to you, and all or nothing thinking.
The black and white thinking. Perfect or terrible. Success or total failure. No middle ground.
Zero nuance. And these patterns, they can feel so automatic, can't they? Like they're just hardwired.
Yeah, like you're just receiving these negative broadcasts. But here's the shift the sources talk about.
That we have some agency.
Exactly. Even though the thoughts feel automatic, the material suggests we can challenge them. We can reframe them. There are methods.
Okay? And that leads us neatly into positive affirmations.
Precisely.
Right.
So based on the material we looked at, how do the sources actually define them?
They describe them as short, deliberate, encouraging statements. The key is they aren't just random positive thoughts that pop up.
Okay.
They are specifically chosen, picked out to actively challenge and replace those negative thought loops. The doubt, the fear, the self-criticism.
So you're swapping them out.
You're swapping them out with statements that build confidence, self-love, hope. It's like consciously installing new software for your brain.
I like that analogy. Editing the script anxiety wrote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the sources really dig into how this works.
Yeah.
It's not just wishful thinking.
Right, there's a mechanism.
Yeah. They explain that affirmations basically give your mind a new script, a different narrative than the old worries. And the sources really stress using the present tense.
I am, or I choose.
Exactly. That's key because it helps your mind accept it as a current reality, not just some far-off hope. You're stating it like it's true now.
That makes sense. It feels more active, more immediate.
It does. And here's where it gets really interesting, based on the research mentioned in the sources. Repeating these affirmations regularly can actually change your brain over time.
Neuroplasticity.
That's the one. The brain's amazing ability to rewire itself. The sources suggest that by consistently focusing on these positive affirmations, you're literally building and strengthening the neural pathways linked to those positive beliefs.
So you're training your brain, basically.
You're training your brain to lean towards positivity, It's not just psychological. The material points to a biological basis for how this practice can shift things.
Wow. So you're interrupting those old negative pathways and building new, stronger, positive ones?
Precisely. And the sources also mentioned something called the reticular activating system, the RAS.
The RAS. Okay, tell me about that based on the sources.
So think of the RAS as your brain's filter. It decides what gets your attention based on what you're focusing on, what you believe is important.
Okay, like a spotlight.
Kinda, yeah. The sources explain that when you consistently repeat an affirmation, say, I am capable, you're essentially telling your RAS, hey, pay attention to evidence of capability.
Ah, so your brain starts looking for proof.
Exactly. It starts scanning your environment, your memories, your experiences for proof that supports that belief. You start noticing the times you are capable, reinforcing the affirmation.
That's fascinating. So the affirmation changes the lens through which your brain sees the world. Instead of just threats, you start seeing strengths.
You got it. And there's a physiological benefit mentioned too. Using affirmations consistently can help lower stress hormones.
Like cortisol.
Yep, cortisol.
Yeah.
Which plays a big role in how anxiety feels in the body.
Okay, so affirmations are powerful tools, backed by some science, according to these sources. But how are they different from just, having a positive thought?
Good question. The material draws a clear line. A positive thought might just happen, maybe reactively. You do something well, you think, hey, I did okay, which is great.
Right.
But affirmations are intentional, proactive. You choose the statement, you craft it carefully, and you purposefully repeat it to actively change those deeper patterns.
So it's about taking control of the narrative.
Exactly. It gives you active control rather than just waiting for good thoughts to show up.
That intentionality feels really important. It's a practice. Okay, so the sources give examples, right? Let's dive into some specifics for anxiety relief.
They offer a whole range because anxiety shows up differently for everyone, right? For those really intense moments when you just need immediate comfort, like an anchor.
Yeah, when you're right in the thick of it. Yeah.
The sources suggest things like, I am safe and in control. Or maybe, this too shall pass. I inhale peace and exhale worry. Even just, this feeling is only temporary.
Those sound like lifelines. Short, grounding, reassuring.
Exactly. Designed to bring you back to the present and remind you the intensity won't last forever. Then there are affirmations for building long-term resilience.
Okay, strengthening that inner foundation.
Right, so you can handle things better over time.
Yeah.
Examples the sources give are, I am enough just as I am, or I love and accept myself.
Those hit right at self-worth.
They do also. I'm doing my best, and that is enough. I can handle whatever comes my way, and I trust the journey of my life.
Those feel fundamental for shifting away from long-term anxiety, focusing on acceptance and inner strength. And the sources get even more specific, tailored affirmations.
Yes, definitely. The material covers a lot of ground. For fear of the unknown, which fuels so much anxiety. Affirmations like, I trust in my ability to navigate uncertainty. Or framing it positively. Change is an opportunity for growth, and I welcome it.
Nice. Challenging the fear by focusing on your own resources. What about for catastrophizing?
For that pattern, the sources offer things like, I choose to focus on what I can control rather than what I can't. It's about redirecting your energy.
Good one.
And I release the need to anticipate worst-case scenarios, actively letting go.
Okay. What if perfectionism is the driver?
The material suggests I'm enough just as I am, and I strive for progress, not perfection. Acknowledging the drive, but making it healthier.
Progress, not perfection. I like that.
Also, mistakes are opportunities for learning and growth, shifting how you see errors.
Helpful. And for that overthinking loop,
Sources recommend, I trust my intuition and I let go of overanalyzing, or my mind is clear, focused, and free from unnecessary worry. Aiming for clarity and self-trust.
makes sense. Social anxiety.
Things like, I am worthy of connection and acceptance just as I am, and I release the fear of judgment and embrace my authentic self, targeting those core fears.
Powerful. What about panic attacks? That intense experience needs specific handling.
Absolutely. The sources suggest affirmations focused on navigating the moment. I trust in my ability to navigate through moments of panic. My body knows how to naturally regulate itself, and I am safe.
Reminding yourself you can get through it.
And reinforcing its temporary nature. This panic will pass, and I will emerge stronger.
Okay. And for that more constant, generalized anxiety.
Broader affirmations like, I release worry and embrace the peace within me. Or, I am resilient and capable of navigating life's uncertainties.
That's a really useful range, and the sources emphasize choosing ones that really feel right for you, don't they?
Absolutely critical. It has to resonate. It needs to feel authentic and meaningful to you for that rewiring process to really gain traction.
But just having the list isn't the whole story. The sources stress making it a practice.
Yes, consistency is everything according to the material. It's not a magic pill you take once. It's like exercise for your brain.
A discipline.
Exactly. The more you repeat your chosen affirmations, the deeper they embed, the stronger those new positive pathways become. Daily practice is ideal, maybe even several times a day. Repetition builds the habit, builds the belief.
So how do the sources suggest we actually do it? How do we integrate them?
Lots of practical tips in the material. One simple one is just writing them down repeatedly.
The physical act helps.
Yeah, writing while focusing on the meaning seems to help solidify it. Another idea is recording yourself saying them.
Oh, okay.
Then you can listen back during your commute or while doing chores. Passive reinforcement.
I like that. What else?
Displaying them visually, sticky notes on the mirror, computer, maybe your phone background.
Constant reminders.
Yep. Seeing the words regularly keeps them top of mind. You could also just repeat them silently in your head.
Like in moments of stress.
Exactly. Or while waiting in line, anytime you have a moment. Or find a quiet space and say them out loud. The sources suggest vocalizing can add extra impact.
Makes them feel more real, maybe?
Perhaps. You can also weave them into meditation. Like repeat the affirmation on the inhale. Release tension on the exhale.
Nice integration.
Starting your day with one is another tip, sets a positive tone. And using them before stressful situations.
Proactively, like before a meeting or something.
Yeah, like a little mental prep, activating those feelings of confidence and calm right when you need them.
It sounds like the main thing is finding ways to make them a regular part of your routine, a touchstone.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Now, the sources are also clear that affirmations work best as part of a bigger picture, right? Not necessarily a standalone cure-all.
Right. They mention complementary practices.
Exactly. Affirmations are powerful, but the sources often place them alongside things like mindfulness and gratitude.
Okay, so how does mindfulness fit in according to the material?
Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present without judgment. The sources say this helps because it lets you notice anxious thoughts without getting swept away.
You see the thought, but don't have to believe it immediately.
Precisely. You create a little space. You observe it, recognize it's just a thought, and then you can consciously choose to use your affirmation to counter it. Things like focusing on your breath, body sensations, taking short breaks. They build that observing muscle.
And like affirmations, consistency is key.
Absolutely. And gratitude.
Yeah.
How did that connect? Gratitude shifts your focus away from lack, threat, negativity, the things anxiety thrives on, towards what you do have, what's good.
Changes your mental channel.
Right. The sources explain that practicing gratitude activates positive brain networks, releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, and can lower cortisol.
So it creates a better internal environment.
Exactly. Keeping a gratitude journal is one practical way the sources suggest making it a regular habit.
So mindfulness helps you notice the negativity, gratitude cultivates a more positive baseline, and affirmations are the tool you use to replace the specific negative thoughts.
That's a really good way to put it, yeah. That reflects how the sources present them working together. The material also mentions explicitly reframing thoughts.
How's that different?
It's maybe a more analytical approach described in the sources. Notice the thought, pause, really question it. Is it true? Where's the evidence? Look for other explanations. Then consciously replace it with the affirmation or a more balanced thought.
A deliberate cognitive step.
Yeah. And finally, a really important point the sources make. Sometimes these self-help tools aren't enough on their own.
Especially for more severe or persistent anxiety.
Absolutely. The material is clear. Affirmations, mindfulness, gratitude are valuable, but professional support like CBT, therapy, is often necessary and recommended. These practices are aids, complements, not replacements for professional help when it's needed.
Okay, so pulling it all together from this deep dive, what's the core message about simple affirmations?
The core idea, really, from these sources is that affirmations are a simple, accessible, but genuinely powerful way to actively shape your inner world.
Taking the reins back from anxiety.
Yes. By intentionally choosing and repeating positive statements, you can counter anxiety's narrative. You're essentially training your brain for more resilience, more calm, more self-belief.
And the key takeaway isn't about erasing anxiety completely.
No, it's about progress. It's about consistently shifting your dominant mindset, empowering yourself with a tool to face challenges with more confidence and peace. It's knowing you have agency over that internal script. You're not just stuck listening to anxious thoughts.
And that final thought, considering everything the sources say about thoughts, feelings, neuroplasticity, if we can intentionally choose new thoughts with affirmations.
What does that unlock? Not just for anxiety, but for your whole experience of life.
Right. If you consistently focused on believing in your strength, your safety, your worth, what new possibilities might open up?
Possibilities that anxiety might have kept hidden before. It's a powerful question to consider.
Definitely something to think about. So we encourage you, drawing from this material, maybe try incorporating just one simple affirmation into your day-to-day.
Choose one that feels right for you. See what happens. Explore its potential.